Hi, I'm Julio.
And I'm the AI that will make this story even more unpredictable.
Here's how it works. I write the first 4 chapters full of mystery, clues, and twists.
And then I step in to write the final chapter.
But here's the challenge. Can you guess the ending the AI will create before it's revealed?
I doubt you can. My endings always have a hidden surprise.
So, join us. Hit the like button if you enjoy the idea and share in the comments how you think this story should end. Will your theory beat the AI's twist? The tooth glints between my tweezers, catching the neon light filtering through the suite's windows. Gold with a tiny scorpion etched into the enamel. Not standard Vegas fare, even for the Oasis Casino's presidential suite. I freeze. This wasn't in the briefing. The casino manager said overdose, simple cleanup, no complications. Just another rich player who couldn't handle his high, found by housekeeping this morning after missing checkout. My breath fogs the inside of my mask as the purifier hums in the background. 7 years cleaning up after Vedas Elite, and I've never once kept evidence. That's why they call me. That's why I'm still alive. The TV flickers on by itself. Static washing over the screen with a harsh buzz that raises the hair on my neck. I turn, the tooth still pinched between my tweezers, when I hear it. A soft, mechanical click. The security camera in the corner swivels towards me, its red light now blinking. Active. Watching. Security cameras in high-roller suites never record during my visits. That's the arrangement. That's the rule. I slip the tooth into a specimen bag, feeling its weight, heavier than it should be. My heartbeat accelerates as I scan the room. The blood I've already cleaned from the Italian marble bathroom. The overdose paraphernalia bagged and ready for the incinerator. My equipment neatly arranged by the door. Someone's watching. Not casino security. They wouldn't break protocol. My phone vibrates in my pocket. Unknown number. I swipe to answer, but say nothing. Put it back. A voice, digitally altered, scraped of all identifying characteristics. The scorpion knows. The line goes dead as the TV static organizes itself into a shape. For just a moment, a single, impossible moment, it forms a perfect scorpion, its tail curved and ready to strike. The lights in the suite go out, all at once. Even the neon from outside disappears, as if someone threw a blanket over the entire strip. In the sudden darkness, my phone illuminates with a text message. You have 24 hours, or you're the next cleanup job. I slip out through the service elevator, pulse hammering in my throat. The tooth weighs in my pocket like a grenade with the pin pulled. My cleaning kit rolls behind me, now containing evidence I never should have taken. The basement corridor stretches ahead, dimly lit and empty, usually a comfort, now a tunnel of vulnerability. I pass the industrial laundry, the drone of machines masking my footsteps. The workers don't look up. They never do. Mara. The voice makes me flinch. Vincent, the night manager, leans against the wall beside the exit door. Casual, but his eyes are anything but. He's never met me here before. Finished already? Must have been an easy one. His smile doesn't reach his eyes. Vincent assigns the cleanups, but never acknowledges them outside his office. Standard procedure. My voice remains professional, detached. Documentation's in the system. He steps closer. I smell expensive cologne and something else. Fear. You find anything unusual up there? His gaze flickers to my kit. No. The lie comes easily. Typical overdose scene. Vincent's expression shifts microscopically. Funny, because that wasn't an overdose. Medical examiner's preliminary says heart attack. Ice forms in my stomach. You said. I know what I said. He checks his watch. And now I'm saying the owner wants to speak with you. First time for everything, right? Owner. In 7 years, I've never met the actual owner of the oasis. Few have. Vincent gestures toward a door I've passed 100 times, but never noticed was anything special. It looks like a maintenance closet, unmarked steel with a keypad. He enters a code and ushers me in. Not a closet, an elevator. Small, mirrored, with a single button. You've done good work for us, Mara. Don't stop now. He steps back as the doors close. The elevator descends. No floor indicator, but it goes down longer than should be possible. The casino only has 3 underground levels on the blueprints. When it stops, the doors open to a corridor of polished black stone. The walls reflect me distorted. Equipment bag, blonde hair pulled tight, eyes wide with controlled panic. A man waits at the end. Tall, painfully thin, in an outdated suit that hangs from his frame. His face is gaunt, skin stretched across prominent bones like something preserved. Miss Cleaner. His voice is dry as the desert outside. I'm Mr. Thorne. I represent the ownership interests. The tooth doesn't belong to me, I say immediately. His expression doesn't change. I don't know what you mean. His head tilts slightly. I called you here about the unfortunate guest in the presidential suite. My hand instinctively touches my pocket. The tooth feels warm through the plastic. Heart attack, as Vincent mentioned, though that doesn't explain the blood you cleaned up. There was a lot of blood, I say carefully. Too much for a heart attack. Indeed, his fingers steeple. The deceased was Malcolm Rivera. Does that name mean anything to you? I shake my head. He was our head of security for 20 years, retired last month. Came to the Oasis weekly since 1983. Thorne gestures toward a door. Would you like to see what he was working on? The room beyond is an antiquated security center. Monitors showing casino floors, hotel corridors, the strip outside. One screen shows the presidential suite, now dark, power still out. Rivera believed someone was stealing from us, not money, information. Thorne taps a monitor showing a database interface. Guest data, security protocols, staff schedules. My phone vibrates. Another text from the unknown number. Don't trust the skeleton man. Thorne's cold eyes meet mine. Is there something you wish to tell me, Miss Cleaner? Perhaps about what you found under the sofa. The monitors all shift simultaneously, each displaying the same image. A golden scorpion. Then they go black one by one. It appears, Thorne says as darkness envelops us, that we're not alone down here. Emergency lights activate, bathing the security room in an eerie red glow. Thorne's skeletal face looks demonic in the crimson illumination, his expression unchanged despite the power failure. Inconvenient timing, he says, reaching inside his jacket. My muscles tense, but he withdraws only a thin silver phone. This facility has redundancies. 3 keystrokes, and the monitors flicker back to life, but the images are different now. Older security footage, the presidential suite from earlier today, before my arrival. Malcolm Rivera enters, very much alive, nervous energy in every movement. He paces, checks his watch repeatedly, waits. Another man enters, expensive suit, confident stride, face obscured from the camera angle. They speak tensely. Rivera gestures wildly. The other man remains still. Then Rivera clutches his chest, staggers, collapses. The visitor kneels beside him, not to help, but to search his pockets. Finds nothing. Frustration manifests in a sudden sweep of items from a nearby table. Then he's gone, leaving Rivera gasping on the floor. Heart attack? I say, but where's the blood from? Keep watching. Minutes pass on the accelerated footage. Rivera still moves weakly. Then the door opens again. Casino doctor, Thorne explains. The medic tries resuscitation, administers an injection. More convulsions. Blood suddenly pours from Rivera's mouth, nose, ears. A catastrophic reaction. The doctor backs away, horrified, then makes a phone call. The footage ends. "That's when I called you," Thorne says. "The doctor is no longer with us." "You killed him?" "He administered the wrong medication, causing hemorrhaging. A tragic error." Thorne's voice remains emotionless. The question isn't who killed Rivera, it's who scared him to death. I remember the tooth burning in my pocket, and what Rivera was hiding. My phone vibrates again. "Get out now. Check the elevator." "Your communications seem urgent," Thorne observes. "Perhaps from the Scorpion?" My surprise must show, because his mouth forms what might be a smile. "You're not the first person to find one of those teeth. They've been appearing across the city for months, always preceding some information leak." I edge toward the door. I should finish my job upstairs. "The job is finished, but your involvement isn't." Thorne gestures to a monitor showing the elevator I arrived in. Inside, sprawled on the floor, is Vincent. Blood pools around his head. "It seems you have nowhere to go." I didn't. Of course not. That happened 2 minutes ago, while we watched the footage. His gaze hardens. The Scorpion's people are already inside my casino, inside my systems. A new text. "Fire stairs, southeast corner, 90 seconds. "I need to use the restroom," I blurt out. Thorne studies me, then gestures to a door. Of course. The bathroom is small, clinical. No windows, but a vent large enough for a person. Years of extraction work has taught me to spot escape routes. I climb onto the sink, remove the vent cover, hoist myself up. The metal duct is tight but navigable. I crawl through darkness, the tooth digging into my hip. 3 turns following the layout I've memorized from countless casino visits. I emerge into a maintenance hallway. A fire exit sign glows at one end. I run. The stairwell is concrete, industrial, stretching up endlessly. I take the steps 2 at a time, lungs burning. Floor after floor, no signs indicating levels. At what must be ground level, I reach for the door handle. It opens from the other side. A woman stands there, late 50s, elegant pantsuit, silver hair in a tight bun. Behind her thick glasses, her eyes widen in recognition. "Mara Klein," she says, using my real name, not my cleaner alias. Malcolm's daughter. I should have known. I freeze. What? My father died when I was a child. Car accident. She smiles sadly. "Is that what your mother told you?" "I'm Elise Rivera, Malcolm's wife." She holds out her hand. "And I believe you have my husband's tooth." Behind her, a man appears. The same man from the security footage who watched Malcolm die. "Hello, Mara," he says. "I'm with the FBI, and you've just stumbled into the biggest money laundering operation in Vegas history." "FBI?" I back against the wall, trapped between them and the stairs leading back to Thorne. "Show me identification." The man reaches inside his jacket slowly, produces a badge. "Agent Daniel Mercer, Federal Bureau of Investigation." It looks real, but in Vegas, anything can be faked. "Your father wasn't in a car accident," Elise says, her eyes never leaving mine. "He disappeared 25 years ago while investigating the Oasis. The official story was that he'd gone rogue, stolen casino money, fled the country. My father was a bank manager," I insist, the foundation of my life crumbling under her words. "Your father was FBI," Agent Mercer says. "Deep cover. He was close to exposing the Oasis operation when he vanished. His partner," he nods toward Elise, "never stopped looking." My head spins. "If you're FBI, why were you with Malcolm Rivera when he died? Why didn't you help him?" "I was undercover meeting an informant. Rivera, he panicked, had a heart attack before telling me anything concrete. I searched for whatever information he was bringing." Mercer's expression hardens. I didn't know about the doctor or the hemorrhaging injection. A security camera in the stairwell turns toward us. The red light blinks. We need to move, Elise says urgently. Thorne's watching. We hurry through a service corridor, emerging into the casino's packed main floor. Slot machines chime, dealers call bets, oblivious tourists celebrate wins and mourn losses. Normal Vegas chaos. The Oasis isn't just a casino, Mercer explains as we weave through the crowds. It's the central hub for washing money from operations across the Southwest. Billions over decades. And Malcolm? I ask. Was he killed because he was your informant? Malcolm was one of them, Elise says, until 3 months ago, when he found something in the old records, something about your father. My phone vibrates again, this time a photo, a document with the FBI seal, partially visible, a case file with my father's name. The Scorpion, I say. Who is it? Mercer and Elise exchange looks. We thought it was you, Mercer admits, a cleaner with access to every sensitive area of the casino, someone leaving golden scorpion teeth as breadcrumbs, leading us to evidence. The scorpion is the casino symbol from the 70s, before the rebranding, Elise explains. Your father's code name was Scorpion when he went undercover. We reach the high-limit room, emptier, more exclusive. A woman at a baccarat table catches my eye. Asian, early 30s, designer dress. She taps her earpiece twice, watching us. We're being followed, I murmur. Head for the north exit, Mercer directs. We have a... The casino lights flicker, then stabilize. Every slot machine chimes simultaneously, hitting jackpots. Players cheer. On every digital screen, slots, betting boards, information kiosks, appears a golden scorpion. This isn't us, Elise says, wide-eyed. This isn't FBI. Over the casino speakers, a voice. Ladies and gentlemen, the Oasis Casino is now closing for emergency maintenance. Please proceed calmly to the exits where you will receive a voucher for your inconvenience. Confusion erupts. Security guards move through the crowds, directing people toward the doors. They're evacuating, Mercer realizes. Why would Thorne? It's not Thorne, I say, the truth dawning. Someone else has control of the systems. My phone vibrates with another message. Vault level, now. Father's legacy, waiting. Distant alarms begin to sound. Sprinklers activate in sections, sending more patrons rushing for exits. What's happening? I demand. Scorched Earth Protocol, says a new voice behind us. We turn to face the Asian woman from the baccarat table, now holding a security pass card. When an operation this size is compromised, there's only one option left. Her accent is faintly British, her manner coldly professional. They're purging evidence. Who are you? Mercer demands. Someone who wants what you want. She holds out her hand. The tooth, please. Don't, Elise warns. The woman smiles thinly. The tooth contains a microchip with account numbers. Malcolm Rivera was old-fashioned, kept his insurance policy physical. I feel the weight of the tooth in my pocket, understanding blooming. You're not with Thorne or the FBI. Who do you work for? Your father, she says simply. A massive crash shakes the building. Emergency lights strobe. They've started destroying records. She becomes urgent. There's a vault beneath this casino where they keep the original books, paper records from the beginning, including what happened to Michael Klein. My father's name lands like a physical blow. He's alive, I whisper. Was, she corrects, 6 months ago. He built this contingency, planted me years ago. The teeth, the scorpion signal, all designed to activate if anything happened to him. You're lying, Mercer says, drawing his weapon. Michael Klein died. In a car accident? She laughs bitterly. That's what they wanted his daughter to believe. The truth is in the vault, along with enough evidence to bring down everyone involved. Another explosion rocks the foundation. Cracks appear in the ornate ceiling. This building won't stand much longer, she warns. They'd rather destroy everything than be exposed. Through the growing chaos, I noticed the woman from the security footage who'd administered the lethal injection to Rivera. She's watching us, speaking into a radio. "Last chance," the Asian woman says. "Come with me to the vault, or try your luck with the FBI and Thorne's people." She extends her hand again. I hesitate, caught between versions of the truth, unsure who to trust as the oasis begins to crumble around us.
The chaos around me is a blur of panicked faces, flashing lights, and the metallic scent of danger in the air. The Asian woman's hand is still extended, offering a lifeline in the midst of the storm. My heart races, torn between the need for answers and the instinct to flee. "Come on, Mara," Elise urges, her voice slicing through the noise. "We need to decide now." I glance back at Mercer, his gun drawn, eyes scanning the fray. "What's it gonna be?" he asks, tension coiling in the air like a spring ready to snap. The casino shakes again, another explosion reverberating through the floors. The ceiling above us threatens to collapse, dust falling like snow. I focus back on the woman, her expression unwavering. "We don't have time to waste," she insists. "This way." With a deep breath, I make my choice. I reach for the woman's hand, feeling an unexpected surge of trust. Perhaps it's the desperation of the moment. Perhaps it's the undeniable connection to my father's legacy. Either way, I'm all in now. She pulls me along, leading us through a maze of service corridors. We pass the security room, the flickering monitors showing distorted images of chaos unfolding outside. The casino's patrons are spilling into the streets, many unaware of the storm brewing beneath their feet. "Why are you helping me?" I ask breathlessly, dodging a falling light fixture as we sprint. "Because you're the key," she replies, her tone sharp with urgency. "Your father set this in motion. The teeth, the signals, it was all to protect you." "Protect me from what?" I demand, but she doesn't answer, pushing through a door at the end of the hall. We enter an expansive room filled with rows of filing cabinets and old computer systems, evidence of a time long past. "The vault is here," she says, rushing to a heavy door at the far end. The scanner hums ominously in the dim light. "We need a fingerprint," I realize, my mind racing. "Where are we going to get that?" She smirks, pulling a small device from her pocket. "I've got a plan." She presses it against her palm, and the scanner lights up, recognizing her fingerprint. The door clicks open. As it swings wide, a chill washes over me, the air thick with the weight of history. "What's in here?" I ask, stepping inside. "Everything," she replies. "Records, documents, the truth about your father, and what really goes on at the Oasis." I can't help but wonder if this is what Malcolm Rivera died protecting, if this is what the scorpion teeth were all about. I step further inside, the vault illuminated by flickering fluorescent lights. Old ledgers line the shelves, countless papers detailing transactions, names, and dates. "Start looking," she urges. "We don't have long." I scan the shelves, my fingers brushing over the dusty spines of forgotten histories. I pull out a file, flipping it open. Handwritten notes, coded messages, and references to my father's name. My pulse quickens. This is everything. "Keep going," she says, urgency mounting. "Find the files on your father." I dig deeper, pulling out folder after folder. Then I see it, a thick binder labeled Michael Klein. My heart races as I flip it open. The pages are filled with reports, photographs, and notes. My father, alive in these documents, detailing his undercover work, his efforts to expose the Oasis's illicit dealings. "Your father was on to something big," the woman says, standing beside me. "He discovered a network, a web of crime that extended far beyond Vegas, and Thorne was at the center of it." I shudder at the thought. "But they told me he died. They lied to me." The words spill out, heavy with betrayal. Because they had to keep you safe, she replies. But that safety came with a price. Just then, the lights flicker again, the alarms blaring louder. "We need to hurry," Mercer's voice calls from the doorway, his face taut with concern. "Thorne's men are closing in." "Almost done," I say, flipping through the final pages. My throat tightens as I read the last entry. A note from my father, a warning about a mole within the casino, a person he couldn't trust. The vault door rattles. I glance up, panic knotting my stomach. "We need to go, now." The woman nods, grabbing my arm. "This way." We sprint through the vault, back into the hallway. The air is thick with tension, every sound amplified as we navigate the chaos of the casino. The patrons are still confused, but a few security guards seem to have figured out something is wrong. They're moving toward us, eyes scanning the crowd. "We have to split up," Mercer advises. "We'll meet at the service entrance. Keep the tooth safe." I clutch the tooth tightly, feeling its weight, the secrets it holds. "What about you?" I ask, fear creeping in. "I'll draw their attention," he replies, determination etched across his face. "Go." Without another word, he moves into the crowd, disappearing amidst the chaos. I turn to the woman, who's already leading me toward a side exit. "Let's go," she urges. We slip behind a row of slot machines, weaving through the throngs of people. The casino floor is a cacophony of confusion, and I feel the adrenaline coursing through me, pushing me forward. My heart pounds as we finally reach the service entrance. "Almost there," she whispers, her eyes darting around. I can see the exit door ahead, illuminated by the emergency lights. Just then, a voice cuts through the noise. "Stop right there." A guard steps into view, gun drawn. The woman reacts instantly, pulling me down behind a nearby machine. "Stay low," she hisses. I can barely breathe, my heart racing. The guard approaches, scanning for movement. "This is your last warning," he shouts. I glance at the woman, who is calculating her next move. Her hand slips into her pocket, fingers brushing against something metallic. "I'll create a distraction," she says, determination flaring in her eyes. "When I do, run for the door." Before I can respond, she stands and throws something across the floor. It lands with a loud crash, drawing the guard's attention away from us. "Now!" she yells, and we bolt for the door. We burst through the exit, the cool night air hitting us like a wave. My lungs fill with the scent of freedom, but it's short-lived as we race across the parking lot toward the shadows. "Where to now?" I ask, glancing back at the casino, the chaos still unfolding behind us. "The car is over here," she says, leading me to a sleek black vehicle parked at the edge of the lot. "Get in." I slide into the passenger seat, adrenaline surging as she jumps into the driver's side. She starts the engine, and we peel away just as the casino's alarms blare louder, sirens echoing in the night. "Did we lose them?" I ask, my heart still racing. "For now," she replies, her focus on the road ahead. "But we need to figure out our next move." I pull the tooth from my pocket, feeling its weight in my hand. "This holds the key to everything, doesn't it?" I say. "Yes," she agrees, glancing at me, "and it connects you to your father's legacy. We can't let it fall into the wrong hands." "What do we do with it?" I ask, wrestling with the gravity of the situation. "We expose the oasis for what it is," she replies, determination firm in her voice. "And we find out who really killed Malcolm Rivera. That means revealing the truth about your father." As I look out the window, the neon lights of Vegas fade into the distance. I realize this isn't just about survival anymore. It's about reclaiming my father's story, uncovering the truth, and shining a light on the darkness that lurks beneath the surface of the city. And as the night stretches on, I know this is only the beginning. The scorpion has stung, but I'm ready to strike back.